actually, I've already started to write my novel. I wrote the first sentence. I really love you, girl. And then from there, I plan to build onto this thing, which is probably going to be like 3 pages. I mean, but 3 pages is a lot for me. So do you think that'll be like too thin for a novel? Should I make it 300 pages instead of 3 pages, or?
Okay, as I was saying, and your name is Terry Lynn Wilhelm.
Correct.
And you are speaking?
Yeah, yes, I am. I'm one of the speakers. I'm speaking on conflict.
Conflict?
Wait.
We can talk a lot about that.
Yeah, we're conflicting all the time. But anyway, what exactly does that mean, conflict? I mean, you're actually teaching these people how to write romance novels, right?
That's what we're hoping to do. Conflict really takes in a whole lot more than 30 minutes can give it, but
Of course.
It's very basic. It is the soul of fiction. So if you can't write conflict, you're in trouble.
That is true. Now, okay, so you think these romance novels include fiction going on in there? What exactly does that mean?
Oh yes, they're fiction.
They're fiction.
Yes.
And I see your
Speaking of fiction,
Speaking of fiction,
let's take a look at the guy on the cover.
The cover of your new book, Highland Jewel.
Let's get a close-up on it.
I know this guy. I swear to God, I know this man. I want everybody to, all you ladies, here we go. Now, he's fiction, though. Okay.
He is not fiction. I dated a guy like that.
Did you?
Yes, his name, he looks like Joe or somebody.
Yes, this is the hero from my book that will be out in April, and he sprang from my computer, and the publishers were good enough to capture him and dress him up and.
Dress him up, excuse me. Okay. That's very interesting. So this will come out in April.
Yes.
And give us a little synopsis of what the book is all about.
Well, it takes place in the Highlands in the 18th century.
Okay.
And, there are all kinds of stuff in there. There's revenge, there's
Swords and...
swords, yes, the blood.
Oh, my God.
Yes, it's love, of course, passion, humor, lots of humor.
Wow.
So is this where he takes the sword and kills these other men to get to the woman he loves, or how does this work?
A man who has lost everything. His clan has been completely decimated, but he was in America when that happened because a lot of the Scots moved to North Carolina after the 45. And before the 45, since actually this takes place before the 45. But he was there scoping it out, looking for a place to live, and when he comes back, he doesn't have a family anymore, and he keeps trying to find out what happened to them. They've been slaughtered, and he's a hunted man.
Oh, my God. That's pretty interesting.
Well, I can understand why he's a hunted man.
Forget about it. I don't even have a comment on that.
So men like this normally just pop out of your computer?
Yes, I have a very good computer, yes.
All right. Well,
thank you.
We're gonna catch a little bit of your spiel, if you will, and we'll see what conflict is all about. So thank you very much for giving us your time.
Thank you.
Disaster is a hook. It offers and it has to be logical. It offers a logical yet unanticipated development that throws your focal character for a loss. Make them suffer. Especially him. We all love to see the hero suffer. There's a lot of sympathy with tortured heroes. An example, in Pretty Woman, when at the polo match, we're talking about disaster now, not tortured heroes, Edward is pressed by the slimy Stuckingham about Vivian's identity. He's treated her like a lady, he's dressed her like a lady, she feels like a lady. Stuckingham suggests she might be an industrial spy. He points out that she's talking with Edward's business rival, who happens to be a handsome young man. In a flash of jealousy, unprepared to answer questions about his true relationship with Vivian, because he's not even sure about it. Edward tells Stuckingham that Vivian is a hooker. And you're shocked at this man's betrayal, as she is shocked at the betrayal.
Hi, we're here with Paula Tanner Gerard, and she's also an author as well. And you will not believe this. She is the author of, I have in my hands here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. And she's currently working on your 10th book. Yes. So tell us, how did you get started in writing? Look at this. I love this book. Look, A Valentine Bouquet.
No, I've been writing since, I'd say, grade school. And I met the romance writers and joined the group and started writing romance. And these are Regencies, which is 1811 to 1820, during the Regent period. And mine are mostly light-hearted comedy sort of stories, but they're historical, very, very exact historical data in them. And I just have enjoyed this genre, though I've done other things. I've written nonfiction and.
I imagine there's a lot of research if you're trying to be historically correct.
Yes, and the Regency writers are much more strict than even the historical, what is called the historical, in making sure that we have the right data. You call Lord a Lord, and you call a Duke a Duke, and then make sure you have everything right.
Now, I have here one of your cover titles. It's called The Reluctant Groom. The Reluctant Groom. Now, this is so true to life. It's not even funny because a lot of the guys are reluctant to to do the wedding thing. So
Joseph.
What? It's true. It is true.
If he knows he's marrying the right girl, why do you think
Why
they
do you
will
think
not
he's
be
reluctant? He's reluctant.
He is reluctant. Just this particular
He doesn't
man.
look reluctant to me. Does it look reluctant to you here? I don't think so. But anyway, ma'am, I want to ask you real quick. Do you find that in your novels, okay? Because I know you incorporate a little bit of comedy in your novels, which I think is great. A great deal of comedy. Do all the couples, of course, is there a happy ending to all of them?
All of romance writing, yes, that's what it means. There's a happy ending, you know, Snow White, Cinderella, this sort of thing.
So they stop being reluctant grooms then.
Right. You can have mystery, you can have tension, you can have all these things in it. But you know if you pick up a romance, it's just going to be a happy ending.
So they all live happily ever after. I love it. And I just have to make a note that you're just being so nice and interviewing so nice, but she's such a very humorous, comical person. And so you were telling me that you think romance is actually...
Well, it's more, it is comedy. I mean, look what happens in the world today when we get into romance. It's a lot of fun, and of course there can be tragedy, there can be mystery, there can be all these things in it. But our stories end happily, and I've lived long enough that I want to make people laugh. I'll put it that way.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much, Paula. We've enjoyed speaking to you, and these are some great books. I love a Valentine bouquet. Great. Thank you. Stay tuned. We'll be coming back with more authors.
If you're enjoying the Michelle Valentine Show, you will love her new travel TV show, Love, Eat, Travel. Follow Michelle Valentine as she travels the world, showcasing the most beautiful destinations, unique adventures, romantic things to do, delicious foods, and more. Visit www.loveeattravel.tv for more information about an upcoming TV show.
Hi, this is Michelle Valentine, and I would love if you followed me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Be sure to visit my website, michellevalentine.tv, for more information, read thousands of interesting blog posts, watch videos, enter sweepstakes, and more. Also, be sure to join my email list to receive my free weekly e-newsletter.